Bungie has just announced a new exotic mission, and this one is going to be potentially one of the biggest ones they've ever built, which is very exciting. We have an entire dev interview here. We're going to read through all of this. This comes to us from Games Radar. Destiny 2 is getting a new exotic mission in a few months, and Bungie says it's one of the biggest we've ever built, which if you've played the Whisper mission before, Outbreak Perfected, those are very big missions overall, and getting one much bigger than those is actually pretty exciting. Destiny 2 has officially entered its episode era after the final shape, and the third act of the ongoing Echoes episode is packing one of the biggest exotic missions Bungie has ever made. Speaking with Edge Magazine as part of a longer feature on the future of Destiny 2, Assistant Game Director Robbie Stevens reveals, "We have an exotic mission coming in Echoes Act 3. It is one of the biggest exotic missions we've ever built, and it's only possible because of this new content cadence. The ability for us to build this massive exotic mission, literally one of the biggest. It wouldn't have been possible in the past," which is very interesting to think about, that it wouldn't have been possible in the past with the previous seasonal model where they have 4 seasons that are released throughout the year. Now, obviously, we only have 3 episodes, so it seems like less, but each of those episodes is divided into 3 acts, so it's kind of like 9 pieces of content now throughout the year versus the previous 4 season pieces of content throughout the year. So it's kind of like we're getting more, but it seems like it's just a lot faster of a pace. Obviously, it's going to take time to, go through this whole year to see if it's truly better than the seasonal model, but so far, from what it sounds like, we're able to get even bigger and better exotic missions. This sounds like good stuff to me. We're currently a few weeks into Act 1, so with each act lasting about 6 weeks, we should get this exotic mission in about 2 or 3 months, depending upon when Act 3 is released. Now, that is pretty nice, but it does seem like quite a bit of a wait time there. Next up, we got the Hawk Tua girl selling Amazon products. What happened to my ad blocker here? We got Stevens discuss the episode model at length, asserting that with Echoes, this is where we see the development team taking the opportunity, their willingness to change, their willingness to adapt to this new cadence with us, and really sees the opportunity to expand Nessus, expand this world. Because a lot of us with Destiny, we think this is a living world, right? A world that is expanding and changing throughout time, and we would not have been able to expand Nessus in this way without this episode. So that's obviously a cool thing. I like to see what the future of Nessus is going to be, like if they're actually going to maybe just change the entire aesthetic, like if it's being terraformed in some way. Obviously, we know there's some Vex baddie going on down there, and there's going to be something crazy at the end of this episode, and I'm definitely looking forward to whatever that's going to be. Echoes opened with a new Vex activity called Breach Executable, and elsewhere in this Edge issue, Stevens confirms that its second act will introduce a whole new suite of activities. He likens the new content model to 9 content drops throughout the year, as opposed to 4 seasons. Got you? With seasons today, I think of it, a lot of it is, here's what you're going to get, and that's what you're going to have for something like 12 to 15 weeks. Steven says a lot of the thinking is that new players just want to see the change a little more rapidly, right? They just want new things coming to Destiny at a slightly faster cadence, which is definitely true, and I'm excited that that's Bungie's new philosophy. New daily and weekly grinds and goals are always welcome, but it's especially nice to hear that a bespoke new mission is on the way, and obviously a new exotic weapon to boot. These are generally among the best and most memorable moments in Destiny 2, so one of the biggest examples ought to be a treat. Very exciting stuff. I'm excited to see what that new exotic weapon will be, just exactly how big this exotic mission will be, and obviously when we come to the conclusion of the first episode in Destiny 2 with Echoes, we'll kind of get a feel for the cadence and how the final shape is going to feel for the next year, and then that will lead us into maybe what the frontiers will be, whatever Bungie is trying to cook up with that. So let me know your thoughts about the new exotic mission coming out in Act 3 down in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed and followed if you want to stay up to date on all the news in Destiny 2. Smash the like button for me. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.